Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, November 1st, 2024. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. St. Vincent and the Grenadines' first ever cannabis festival, Cannabis, opened today at the Arnoldville Sporting Complex, featuring participation from a number of regional and international groups. Since legislation was passed in December 2018 regulating a medical cannabis industry here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Medicinal Cannabis Authority, the MCA, deemed it necessary to showcase and demonstrate the advances made in the industry. Chief Operating Officer of the MCA, Terrell Mapp, stated that despite the challenges posed by the disasters, the industry continues to grow.
We remain steadfast, focused, and dedicated in our pursuit to build a modern medicinal cannabis industry and to support a Caribbean medicinal cannabis market. And it is against this backdrop that Cannabis SVG has been articulated. And with these were three main objectives. 1, to educate. 2, to showcase. And 3, to celebrate. With local, regional, industry, and international industry exports, we want to ensure that our brothers and sisters, not just here in SVG, but across the region, benefit from the latest knowledge on cultivation, manufacturing, and the medicinal application of cannabis.
Mapp noted that despite challenges and the impact of COVID-19, the industry has attracted more than $50 million in private sector investments.
And St. Vincent and the Grenadines now boast quite a comprehensive range of medicinal cannabis products, including buds, pre-rolls, tinctures, vapes, lotions, and capsules. Dispensing. Over 150 medical practitioners have been trained in prescribing and dispensing of medicinal cannabis by our MCA. 5 local pharmacies and 17 consumption lounges now provide access to medicinal cannabis. And over 2,000 persons, both locals and visitors alike, have benefited from Vincentian-grown medicinal cannabis. Together, these achievements have resulted in over $50 million in private sector investments in the industry.
Speaking at the opening ceremony of the Cannabis Festival, Minister of Tourism and Parliamentary Representative for North Leeward, Carlos James, announced that the government will be granting lands to traditional cannabis growers. He emphasized the important role of traditional cultivators in SVG, which must be valued for the medicinal cannabis industry to thrive.
In a few days, we will also see the distribution of letters to traditional growers where they will have an opportunity to have a part of a larger estate that the government has surveyed and cut up in subdivisions to be distributed to traditional cultivators to grow their cannabis. We'll be doing that as well at the opening of the office. This shows you that this government is taking a very inclusive and responsible approach to our medicinal cannabis industry. And it shows you that we have the interests of the medicinal cannabis traditional cultivators at heart. They have been growing the herb. We have to support them, and we have to have them included in the decision making and at the table where we all focus on the way forward for a medicinal cannabis industry.
James, who pointed out that North Leeward is the home of ganja in SVG, added that the Medical Cannabis Authority will open an office in North Leeward to make services accessible to traditional cultivators. Meanwhile, Minister of Finance Camila Gonzalez stated that hosting a cannabis festival paves the way for an open discussion about marijuana in SVG, which can now be used publicly. He noted that legislation is in place to protect the interests of cultivators, emphasizing that cannabis has the potential to create wealth for Vincentians when done legally.
As the Minister of Finance, I see this herb, as well as all of those things, medicinal and cultural and religious, as a tool to create wealth for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's very critical. We have great farmers, we have great soil, and we have a great tradition of agricultural production. And as the Minister of Finance, the herb is the herb, but the herb is also a plant that we can sell and make a profit to create wealth for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And what we will continue to do with this festival and with the continued work of Minister Caesar is continue to find opportunities for people to create wealth from cannabis. The Prime Minister said at the beginning of this, don't think there's a pot of gold at the end of the cannabis rainbow. Everybody is not going to become a millionaire because of cannabis. But if we can prevent people from going to jail for growing a plant, we've had one success. And if we can prevent people from being persecuted for exporting their product, we have another success. And if we create markets all around the world for the best cannabis in the world, we have another success. And that is what we're trying to do here.
Minister of Agriculture, Supporter Caesar, stated that SVG is now in a better position to lead the way in advancing medicinal cannabis for the region and the world, highlighting the struggles of traditional cultivators in SVG before legislation was enacted. Minister Caesar noted that other countries can learn from this nation's best practices.
When we speak about cannabis, to reflect, and as we are going to do over the next few days to celebrate, but we must also speak about where do we want to see cannabis in the region, not only by 2030 and 2040, but 2040 and beyond. Where do we want to see the cannabis industry? And I want to posit this very important piece of advice. We have a history in our region of monocropping. Now that we have a cannabis industry, I want to encourage us to not only look at cannabis as the only medicinal plant that we have, because I know coming out of the belly of the Rastafari community, they do not only produce and promote cannabis, but many other herbs and spices.
The Minister of Agriculture also paid tribute to fallen marijuana farmers from the 1980s with a moment of silence. And at the booths, there are vegetarian foods, plants, and other local products on sale and display. Local traditional growers had their own section, along with local companies promoting their products. All participants expressed their pleasure at being given the opportunity to be part of the festival.
It's called the Killer Kush. Yes, this is this is a cured weed ready for consumption, whether for medicinal purposes. It is high in THC as well as CBD, right? And then we have the Killer Kush Gold, I call it Gold series. It is a properly cured cannabis. As you say, how they say, wine, the longer you keep it, the better it is. So it's been properly cured, and it's really high in THC as well. It's higher, it would be a bit higher than the one that is more, what we call more fresh.
I think it's fantastic. It brings a lot of people together. It creates some competition, yes, which is great. And it shows a diverse way. I like the fact that they're actually including the traditional cultivators here as part of this, you know, because they're the reason we're here to begin with, right? My name is Wesley Morford from Windblow Inc. And what we're doing here is, on the Windblow Inc., we have the Caracan division, which caters specifically to anything cannabis. So we have our lighters, biodegradable grinders and so forth, and our transparent wrapping papers, right? Now, Windblow also is into the agricultural space, and we're working with farmers across the country to unite them to grow food consistently in a sustainable way.
SVG-TV News also spoke with regional and international participants who are attending the 3-day cannabis festival. They are here to learn more about how they can become involved in the cannabis industry.
We have flour, we have extraction products, we have paraphernalia, trays, rolling papers, branded rolling papers with grow signs, grinders, t-shirts, hats. We're here to deliver a prime quality product that anybody from across the region or internationally can come and be satisfied with. So, well-intentioned festival. I think the aim is very noble to galvanize our position as traditional cultivators, as I myself am, in the industry, so that we can reap the benefits of what the cannabis can provide, what it can do with the economic benefits.
And our organization connects medical cannabis farmers with medical cannabis consumers from around the world. So one of the things that we took an interest in St. Vincent is, your country has taken a front line to legalizing medical cannabis. So it's an excellent starting point for us, to start here. And hopefully as the laws start changing around the world, especially in the United States, we'll be able to get more of that, into that country over there through our platform.
A delegation from Grenada, led by Agriculture Minister Lennox Andrews, is in SVG attending the inaugural Cannabis SVG Festival. We hear more on the expectation of the Grenadian delegation in this GBN television news report.
Grenada delegation is focused on gaining insights into the regulatory framework, cultivation practices, and economic strategies employed by St. Vincent to foster a successful cannabis market. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell underscores the festival's importance in aiding his administration's efforts to advance Grenada's own medical cannabis industry. He views the visit as a valuable learning opportunity to position Grenada in this high-growth sector, leading a 5-member team as part of government delegation to the event.
We expect a large contingent of Grenadians to be going over, led by the Minister responsible for agriculture and lands, Minister Lennox Andrews. I believe the Attorney General will be attending, as well as some other government officials. I've also asked for members of the Rastafarian community to accompany the delegation as well, because they've been...
Over the next 2 days, lectures on medicinal or medical marijuana will be conducted, along with tours of local marijuana farms. The festival will wrap up on Sunday. And in the 72 hours weather outlook, the SVG Met Services says a mid to upper level trough lingers temporarily across our area, lending occasional support to low level perturbations. It says SVG can therefore expect warm daytime conditions with interrupts of pockets of light to moderate showers and possible isolated thunderstorms during the next 24 hours. The Atlantic high pressure system is expected to dominate the weather pattern on Sunday, allowing for relative fair and warm conditions on Tuesday, with a few moderate showers forecast closer to the evening. Light and gentle far east, southeasterly trades are crossing our islands, with winds speeds expected to slightly increase 25 kilometers per hour from Saturday. Seas are to remain slight to moderate in open water, with swells peaking up to 1.2 meters on the western coast and range between 1.5 to 1.8 meters on the eastern coast. Long period northerly swells are expected to be within our marine area by Sunday afternoon, impacting along the shoreline. Marine users are advised to exercise caution for rip currents and breaking wave action. In addition, no significant Saharan dust haze concentrations are anticipated during the forecast period. Now we hear that Barley has won the 2024 Independence Best Village competition with an average rating of 81. The competition was hosted by the National Independence Committee from Tuesday, October 22nd to Thursday, October 24th. 7 communities took part in the competition and 2 in the Best Flower Garden category. In the second position in the Best Village category was Point Village with 77.50 average rating. Third position went to Chumuka with 69.67 average. The Best Flower Garden title was won by Olivia De Silva of Canaan with an average rating of 74. The second position in the Best Flower Garden category was won by Sadie Garden, located in the Fountain, with an average rating of 71.33. Individuals can report crimes in confidence, knowing their identities will not be exposed in any situation. Confidential crime reporting is a vital tool frequently used by the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force in their crime-fighting efforts. During a discussion on the WFM Cop Chat program yesterday, Sergeant Sean Chandler of the Narcotics Unit emphasized the methods employed by the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force to ensure that confidential crime reporting is effectively carried out.
Advice portion to use is we have what we would say the toll-free lines. That's like the 911 or the 999, which control usually operate at times. There are also direct hotlines. Like for the narcotics department, we have 456-4108. Persons can also use the 457-1211 police line. There are other platforms that persons could use, like they could use the Public Relations and Complaint Department platform to give the information. They have also emails. But these emails are like things that are put in place. You have like text messaging platform as well. These are stuff that are put in place.
Chandler further stated that there is a stigma surrounding the police, but in these situations, trust is crucial and some level of transparency is necessary.
We, the police officers, have to change that stigma when it comes to the public and information, because we are intel driven. So the information for us, it's okay. So we have to build a platform, and this is where we have to build trust and transparency, because an individual, that person might have had a run-in with the police, and for that reason they might formulate certain things in their head, right? But the police, we have to make the person feel comfortable, confident. Once you give me this information, it's not going to be publicized. That is paramount. Safe.
Chandler encourages individuals not to be afraid to make reports to the police. He emphasized that no detail is too small when it comes to addressing crime.
The police officers, we are trained enough in the respective fields to use that information and develop it going to the communities, using the little information we have, and try and see how close we can get to closing a case. So we are not looking for a whole vast amount of information. Just a little of information, it's good for us. We know what we want, so we will take the information. If we need clarity on a particular area, we might ask that, but we keep the person out of the investigation, completely out. And that is one of our top priorities.
The Public Sector Reform Unit and the Sports Department will host the 2024 Glow Walk edition this Saturday, November 2nd, 2024. The Glow Walk is an opportunity for individuals looking to start their fitness journey and take their health more seriously. On NBC Radio Face-to-Face program this morning, Health Promotion Officer Max Horn emphasized the importance of physical fitness and noted that the Glow Walk is a chance for participants to prioritize their health as the year comes to a close.
throughout the year, person may have fall off the bandwagon a little bit, and so we saw this as an opportunity, even though there are just 2 months remaining in the year, as an opportunity for persons to end the year off right with physical fitness. And we know that physical fitness is a major part of reducing NCDs, non-communicable diseases, and so we are here to encourage persons to be a part of this walk, be a part of this fitness journey, and it may just kickstart the last end of 2024 of your fitness journey, so at least you can end off the year feeling good about yourself, knowing that, hey, I finished off the year with a fitness, a walk, a glow walk.
Emma Jackson, Director of the Public Sector Reform Unit in the Ministry of Public Service, Consumer Affairs and Sports, is encouraging participants to wear the national colors for tomorrow's Glow Walk, which begins at 6 p.m. at the NIS parking lot.
So persons who registered after, once the word started going out, I guess they thought T-shirts were in there. But long before we went upstairs, the cutoff was sold out, let's put it that way. So there are no T-shirts. Let me repeat that for everybody. Come in your independent colors or your national colors, but also remember there's a competition for the best patriotically dressed individual or individuals. So, and even if you don't register, you can still come. You're welcome. Registration is just really for our records, so that we know if we're putting on this activity, maybe we might not do 500 packages, we might be able to do more. So this is just for our records to know how the activity was accepted, so that we can evaluate and go forward if we do this activity again in the future.